Hey everyone, welcome back to DFS Bros. We're here for a head-to-head today. I just snapped Kirk's winning streak. So I just beat him by 15 points last week. I'm hoping to restart a new streak the last final few weeks of the season, and hopefully Kirk ends it on an L. But with that being said, Kirk, after several weeks of me waiting to say this, you have the option. Do you want to pick first or do you want to pick second?
There's no way I give you any opportunity to get Derrick Henry again in this matchup. I'm picking first. And you can go ahead and throw Derrick Henry in my lineup.
You don't want me to get him 3 weeks in a row?
No.
Why not?
It's Yeti season.
All right, man. All right, so he picks Derrick Henry. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pick a running back that I know he's in love with this week, and that's going to be Jonathan Taylor. He's a very good, very good running back. He has a fantastic matchup this week. And then something I've noticed the last few weeks, anytime Derrick Henry's had a really good game this season, A.J. Brown has also had a fantastic game this season. And I think most running back receivers are not positively correlated, but I think these two are from experiences that we've had this year. So I'm hedging on A.J. Brown getting some touchdowns and yards, taking away touchdowns from Derrick Henry. So I'm going to go with A.J. Brown for my second choice. Ledge off of that Henry a little bit. All right, Kirk, where are you headed at?
All right. So we did just get news today that Michael Thomas was going to be out and Drew Brees was back.
Yep.
So with that said, I'll take the running back that I think should be about 9,500 like Derrick Henry, and I'll take Kamara.
All right. Hey, that's a really good pick.
He's going to be ultra chalk, but it's going to be one of those weeks where you just got to eat it.
Right. I mean, he'll be worth it for sure. So I got Taylor. I got A.J. Brown. Looking at my player pool right now, I think I'm going to go Robert Woods. I really love the Rams offense this week as an onslaught stack. Has been viable in the past during this season against the Jets. I mean, you look at what the Raiders did. You look at what Mahomes and the Chiefs did. You just look at all these teams and see that the quarterbacks and wide receivers are still viable for fantasy, even though it's like really bad team. All right, Kirk, where are you headed up for your third pick?
To me, I think he's a top 8 wide receiver this week. Brandon Ayuk. There's no Kittle. There's no Debo. And I think he just had 16 targets last week. I mean, he's averaging close to like 17 points right now, and he's only 6K, 6,300. Need a little help? AIY.
AIY?
Yep.
I don't know why I can't find him. I typed that in first. Oh, my goodness. All righty. I just don't want Kirk to have him.
Yeah, right. And Dallas right now, even though it says 31st, they have the worst secondary in the league.
Yeah. So I have these 3 guys locked up right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and lock in my stack and grab Jared Goff. So I'm going to plug him in right there. I know it's usually a little bit early for us to take quarterbacks, but I just want to see how my lineup shapes out towards the end of the creation of it. So, Kirk, where are you headed up for your 4th pick?
So I want to save a little bit of money. I'm going to go ahead with another chalk player this week, and that's going to be Leonard Fournette. He should be about 6,000 with the Ronald Jones news probably going to be out. And this Atlanta team's been pretty good, but he's going to get the receptions. He's going to get the rushing, and he's doing it to get a new contract too. So,
I'm looking at my player pool. I'm looking at the players I have. I only have 4,400 left remaining per player. That frightens me just a little bit. I think I'm going to help bring it down some. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab my defense. Seattle defense is where I'm going to go with this one. So that looks a little bit better than it did before. All right, Kirk, where are you headed at now?
All right, let me see what I got. So you got defense and quarterback. I could go wide receiver. But just thoughts are on this. This is probably going to be my core 4. Like this will probably be in almost all of my lineups. I'm going to start with. But I'm going to go with a little off the board, Lynn Bowden.
All right.
He's really cheap. I've played him the last 2 weeks. He's returned value tremendously. So, especially after last week getting all the targets, and everyone on Miami is hurt.
Right. All righty. So I think I'm going to go ahead. This is weird. I'm going to lock in my tight end, which is Jared Cook. I just want to see how much I have left per player. Once I get all these cheap guys in here to take a look at what it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in Jared Cook. And got that locked in. So I got 52 left per player. That's not bad. That'll help me out a lot. So, Kirk, where are you going to?
All right. I will grab my last wide receiver. I'm going to go T.Y. Houston. T.Y. Hilton. He's just always been so good against Houston. And now without their top cornerback, I mean, every number one wide receiver is burning them. Allen Robinson scored 30 on them last week.
Yep.
Hilton scored 25 the week before. So,
All right. So, yeah, you got all your skill positions in. You really just need quarterback, tight end, defense. With that being said, I'm looking at what I have here. I think I'm going to go J.K. Dobbins. He's kind of taking a stranglehold on the running back position for the Ravens, as Mark Ingram only played one snap last week. Dobbins has been looking really, really good. It looks like that they've freed him a little bit. They're at home. They're favorited to win the game against one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in J.K. Dobbins at 5,900. Hopefully he continues to take the stranglehold on the position. Where you head, Kirk?
All right. So I'm also going to pick on one of the worst run defenses in the NFL with the no one rusher for that team. And that's going to be Lamar Jackson.
All right.
We saw him score 38, 39 points last week, and that was with him having to come out of draft to go use the restroom.
Yeah, restroom.
So, I mean, he's capable of scoring 40. We haven't really seen it this year except for a couple of times, but this would be a perfect matchup to get ready for the playoffs.
So I think I'm going to add a little bit of correlation to my lineup. I'm going to put in Brandon Cooks to correlate with Jonathan Taylor. Alrighty. So, wow, I only have 3,700 left, Kirk. You got 28 left per player. So where do you want to go for it?
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take the chalk tight end this week, Komet. He's getting 7 targets last 2 games, and Jimmy Graham is banged up, and he obviously has the starting role locked in now.
Right. Kirk, since we both have 2 completely different positions left, you want to go ahead and tell me what your defense is?
All right. I'm going to choose Washington football team. Their defensive line is just insane. Yeah. I know it's against Seattle, but Seattle's going to be on the road, flying across country, and their offensive line is awful.
Yeah, that's true.
Their offensive line is bad. So it's just I'm going for sacks and a team that might give me 8 points. I mean, they're averaging 8.
Right. And Chase Young, I know I said a few weeks ago, Chase Young cemented that he's going to be defensive player of the year, rightfully deserved. And if you can get Russell Wilson on the ground a few times in a game right before the media will vote on who the defensive rookie of the year is, I mean, I think he's going to try his best.
Besides last week, Russell's been looking kind of bad.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and plug in Perryman.
Please explain.
So I only have 3,700 left. I mean, I can go take a look at what's down there. But my thought process. Huh?
There's nothing.
But my thought process is, I have Jared Goff. I have Robert Woods. The smart thing to do is to correlate with someone on the other side. Or I can go Josh Reynolds here and have a double stack and get rid of possibly hoping Cooper Kupp doesn't do anything. But I think I'd feel safer going Perryman with a long bomb from Sam Darnold. Darnold will probably, if he throws a touchdown, it's going to be 1 touchdown this game. He's probably going to throw a few touchdowns to the other side, though. But I think Perryman, if it's at the end of the game, and for some reason they're down by like 30, Rams have their starters out, he throws a 99-yard touchdown to Brashad Perryman. I mean, it could happen. So go ahead and lock that in for me. All right, Kirk. I'll go ahead and review my lineup real quick. I have Jared Goff, Jonathan Taylor, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, Jared Cook, Brashad Perryman, and the Seattle Seahawks defense. Kirk, go ahead and tell us your lineup.
I have a very chalky lineup with Lamar, Henry, Kamara, Ayuk, Bowden, Hilton, Komet, Fournette, and Washington football team. Very safe floor and high upside.
Yeah, I would agree.
So
hopefully,
I'm coming at you for this week. I want to get that win streak back.
No, it's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen. I'm going to get Derrick Henry again next week, by the way. I'm not letting you get him. I was supposed to have him 3 weeks in a row, but you've taken him for me. So that being said, hope you all use these lineups. Hopefully y'all win a tournament with them. Y'all have a good one.